When I first came to the city, I started out like a bum, petty criminal. I really didn't know the rules of the city, so I tried to make extra money by making ends meet, getting people drunk, telling them they owed me $500, and then when getting to the ATM saying, pull up that 1650 and hand it to me. You know who you are, I did it to you. But now look at me, I'm Kenneth Kaniff. I own Weasel News, and I bet you wonder how I got here, don't you? I was born in Newport, Connecticut, and from a young age my mother moved us into a trailer park. I never knew my life would change like this until I came to San Andreas. From an early age, my father was in the military and didn't like me very much. He actually was in this branch of the military when he left me as a child. That's why I moved here to San Andreas in hopes to find him, to finally tell him, fuck you. But just hear what the people think in the city about me.
I'm Lele Shanks, former criminal, some would call an annoyance. But I'm reformed after joining Weasel News. At Weasel News I felt welcomed, and I was joined by a welcoming, loving staff. They love the city and love the news, and they're honest. Weasel News, honest reporting journalism.
What is your experience being employed by Kenneth Kaniff, the CEO of Weasel News?
I count myself as an extremely lucky individual being employed by Kenneth. I entered Los Santos very recently, no direction, little more than a petty thug, had no idea what to do, took the job opportunity at Weasel on a whim, and he has reformed me, changed me into an honest working individual, and I count myself extremely lucky to be welcomed by the community at Weasel.
Rosh, what are your thoughts on Weasel News and Kenneth Kaniff, CEO of Weasel News?
The LSPD appreciates Weasel News and for their help in helping us with all the drug criminalities that are happening. We have gotten many tips from Weasel News, and we appreciate their work together with us. Also, big thanks to Kenneth for his cooperation with the LSPD.
Here live, Weasel News reporting. We have just been struck. Innocent civilians, 4 innocent reporters, and the CEO of Weasel News. Is it a low-tier misdemeanor, or is this a larger plot to take out Kenneth Kaniff, Weasel News CEO? Stay tuned for further coverage. This is Lele Shanks, Weasel News, Channel 14.
How's the experience working for Kenneth Kaniff, the CEO of Weasel News?
Working with Kenneth has been, the least to say, a great experience. Kenneth has taught me a large amount about the news industry and, personal development. It's been all about how to get the best story and how to be the best person you can be. That's the Kenneth that I know.
How's the experience working for Kenneth Kaniff, the CEO of Weasel News?
I totally got my start I didn't know what I was going to do when I was in this city. And eventually, I answered an ad for Ken about possibly working for Weasel News. And so far it's been great. I've made a home here, and it's wonderful. I have all sorts of different friends, family that I've met through Weasel News, and Ken has been, the backbone to the entire operation.
Oh, well, I'm the type of guy who will never settle down where pretty girls are. Well, you know that I'm around. only the wanderer